Okay, just promise another video on this. You're finding the centroid for your triangle here. This is 6. There's really no unit on these, so you can make these inches, centimeters, millimeters, whatever you want. So you have a 6 here and you have a 4 here. And how you find your centroid there, centroid of your x is going to be your base divided by 3, and your centroid for your y is going to be your height divided by 3. So in this case, the x there is going to be 4 divided by 3 because that's my base. And then my y here, my height is 6, so it's 6 divided by 3. And then you just bring them down. I didn't tell you how many decimals to do. For now, I'm just going to leave this at 2. So when I do that, and then obviously 6 divided by 3 is 2. And so there are my coordinates for my centroids. And again, this is on graph paper. It doesn't need to be anything too special. But you would basically come up 2 and over 1.3. Oh, it's about here. That looks about good. And there would be my centroid for that right triangle. You're going to do the same thing on this one here, my base and my height. And then the same thing here. And then 4. So what would my radius, first you got to find out your radius. And then the formula you're going to use here is 4 times the radius over 3 pi. And then you're going to solve it from there. Same thing on the back over here. Find your radius first. Same formula, 4 times r over 3 pi. And then number 6 is a complex shape. So you need to separate this into 2 shapes. So you are really working with 2 shapes here. You have your rectangle here, then you have a triangle here. So shape 1, they're saying the base from here to here is 3. From here to here is 3. And then from this point to this point is 1. And then from here all the way over here is 4. And so then you're going to calculate your area. And then you're going to take your area then and fill it into the formula. And if you go on slide 13 through 19. So slides 13 through 19 will walk you through this one really well. So there's some help on that one. And then the last one down here, another complex shape. You're going to separate this guy into 3 shapes again. So on my answers, when I give them to, shape 1, shape 2, shape 3, you're going to find the area. And then you are going to find x of I, y of I. And then you're going to multiply the area times the x of I. And the x, all that is that's how long it is on that axis. So let me kind of help you maybe get started with this one. I think this is where a majority of the problems have come from. So I'm going to work just with this shape right here to kind of help you. And I'm going to call this shape 1. So the area for shape 1, so I'll call that area 1. Well, I know this is 1. And then if I look over here, that goes across, so that's 2. And again, there's no unit on this, so I'm just going to say my area is 2. And let's just say it's inches squared for giggles. So there would be my area for this shape right here. Okay. Now, and again, remember, I'm only going to work on this shape. You would do the same thing for your other shapes, and then you would move on to the next step. So then, what is x of I? That would be where the centroid location would be on the x-axis, right? So we know this is 1. What's the center of 1? 0.5. So my x of I of 1 is 0.5. And then what you do is you're going to multiply these together. And so that's called the area of xi. So that's 2. And then we're going to multiply that by that 0.5, which we know equals 1. And once you get these, for all of the 3 shapes, you'll add them together. And then you will divide that number by the total of all the areas. And then that will be your coordinate. Let me show you my answer key real quick. Do not pause and copy these down because it's really good for you to kind of work through these. Real quick, do your areas, do your x's, make some tables, and then it's a lot easier to add them up. All right? Let me know if you have any questions. Email me. And you can see how well e-learning is going. The cat thinks it's okay to sit up on the table. Bye.